Dear Leader Zero has absolutely no perception of reality. On June 1st, 2009, he gave an interview to Laura Haim. He claimed the number of Muslims in America made it one of the largest Muslim countries in the world. He has no clue. The real world does not even come close to his delusional perception of it. Part of a reply to one of Laura Haim's questions was, and I quote,
one of the points I want to make is that if you actually took the number of Muslims, Americans, we'd be one of the largest Muslim countries in the world, and so...
Unquote. This is just another illustration that Dear Leader Zero lives in his own delusional, narcissistic world of his own definition, where the facts are twisted to make himself and what he does all important. He is making a trip to the Middle East to visit Muslim nations and is making his trip seem all the more important by making up his own perception of the world. The reality is that there are 60 nations with significant Muslim populations, around 2 million or more. America doesn't rank in the top 10 or 20 or even the top half. America ranks 52, 8 from the bottom. To be in the top 10, you need at least 32 million Muslims. America has 2,350,000, just over 2 million. Indonesia, the largest Muslim nation, has over 207 million Muslims. The only reason I can see for his delusions and incorrect assumptions about America comes from his 1995 literary masterpiece, Dreams of My Father, wherein he wrote,
I spent the last 2 years of high school in a daze, locking away the questions that life seemed insistent on posing. I kept playing basketball, attended classes sparingly, drank beer heavily, and tried drugs enthusiastically. I discovered that it didn't make any difference whether you smoked reefer in the white classmate's sparkling new van, or in the dorm room with some brother you'd met down at the gym, or on the beach with a couple of Hawaiian kids who had dropped out of school and now spent most of their time looking for an excuse to brawl. Nobody asked you whether your father was a fat cat executive who cheated on his wife, or some laid-off Joe who slapped you around whenever he bothered to come home. You might just be bored, or alone. Everybody was welcome into the club of disaffection. And if the high didn't solve whatever it was that was getting you down, it could at least help you laugh at the world's ongoing folly and see through all the hypocrisy and bullshit and cheap moralism.
His perception of the world was built during a drug-induced haze. And after years of education, he is still delusional. Dear Leader Zero doesn't even have a clue who really lives in America and how many there are of the various diverse peoples that make up our great nation. He lives in his own world of drug-induced delusions about America and about what America needs and wants.